Welcome back to the latest episode looking at categorisations in schools for your sociology A-level exam. So we're going to start by looking at banding, streaming and setting, which involves organising pupils according to their actual or predicted ability. Now, these two things, banding, setting and streaming, look at this predicted ability or their actionability, and such policies are often linked to labelling pupils in a certain way. Now, Ball did some research that found that those pupils in higher sets and streams were warmed up and to achieving highly, while those in lower streams and sets were cooled out to encourage them to follow lower status vocational and practical courses that required lower levels of academic success. Now, streaming can have a negative impact on lower ability pupils' learner identities and encourage the self-fulfilling prophecy that we talked about in previous episodes, and that includes the development of anti-school attitudes. Now, Keddy found that lower stream pupils were often not given the same access to knowledge as those in higher streams, leading to further underachievement of those groups. So the policies that were linked to pupil labelling, the three of them are setting, streaming, and banding. And it was Keddy that found that lower stream pupils were often not given the same access to knowledge as those in higher streams, which led to further underachievement. There's another concept you need to know about called educational triage, and that refers to pupils being divided into groups based on predicted performance by the school. Now, Gilbourne and Udall found that schools tend to divide pupils into three groups based on how well they expect them to do, and this is known as educational triage. And the first group is made up of pupils who are likely to succeed without extra help. The second group of pupils are people who might succeed with extra help, and the third group are the no-hopers, so to speak, who are unlikely to succeed even if they are given help. Now, educational triage is encouraged by pressures on teachers and schools to obtain good results for the school league tables and other outward expressions of school success. And educational triage places an emphasis on those people with a higher chance of success, while it can be argued that the no-hopers, who are often from disadvantaged backgrounds, are neglected within an educational triage system. So to recap that a little bit, I'm going to ask you a question. So why is educational triage encouraged at schools? Well, that is because the pressure for schools to perform well in league tables is often very high, and that makes schools behave in a certain way. And there are three groups that you need to remember for educational triage, and those are the pupils who are likely to succeed without any extra help, pupils who might succeed with extra help, and the no-hopers, so to speak, who are unlikely to succeed even if they're given help. Sounds pretty nasty when you say it like that, doesn't it? So Keddy found that low stream pupils were often not given the same access to knowledge as those in higher streams, leading to further underachievement of those groups. And Gilbourne and Udall found that schools tend to divide pupils into three different groups, depending on how well they expect them to do, called educational triage. And that is all we're going to look at for categorisations in schools. Join us again next time when we're going to have a look into the student experience in schools. I'll see you then.